Come closer. Tonight, I have another story for your soul. A story that kings once feared to hear, but that every peaceful heart longs to understand. Long ago, beyond the tallest mountains, there was a kingdom where every wish could become reality. Its king possessed everything a person could dream of. Golden palaces, endless feasts, the finest musicians, the wisest advisors. Every treasure discovered across the oceans eventually found its way into his halls. Yet every night, he could not sleep. The silence of the palace frightened him. As soon as the candles were extinguished, his mind filled with questions that no servant could answer. What if everything I built disappears? What if people obey me only because they fear me? What if I have mistaken wealth for happiness? Night after night, he wandered through empty corridors until dawn. One morning, an old traveler arrived at the palace gates. His clothes were worn. His shoes were covered with dust. He carried nothing except a small wooden staff. When asked what gift he brought to the king, he smiled gently. I have nothing to give him. I only came to ask him one question. The guards laughed, but curiosity reached the king. The traveler was invited inside. They sat in the royal garden beneath an ancient oak tree. The traveler looked at the king for a long moment before speaking. Majesty, if I took away your crown today, who would you be tomorrow? The king answered immediately, I would still be the king. Number, you would simply be a man wearing yesterday's memories. The words echoed through the garden. For the first time in many years, the king had no reply. The traveler continued. Every night you lose sleep because you are protecting something that cannot remain forever. The crown will pass. The palace will fade. Even your name will someday become only a story. But your character, that is the only kingdom no one can steal. The king lowered his eyes. No advisor had ever spoken to him like that. The traveler stood up. Before leaving, he picked up a small acorn from the ground. He placed it in the king's hand. Plant this. It will remind you that greatness never begins as greatness. It begins as something almost invisible. Years passed. The acorn became an enormous oak tree. The king visited it every morning. Instead of asking, how can I gain more? He began asking, how can I become wiser today? The people noticed the change. Taxes became lighter. Justice became kinder. Children laughed more often in the streets. The kingdom did not become richer. It became happier. And strangely, that was the first time prosperity truly arrived. When the king grew old, he no longer feared the night, because he finally understood peace is not found in possessing more. It is found in needing less. So tonight, as your breathing becomes slower, ask yourself only one gentle question. If everything I own disappeared tomorrow, what part of me would still remain? Perhaps the answer to that question is the beginning of true wisdom. Good night.